I can do impossible, so let me just say that. Still better trying to tell me I'm better than you guys? Yeah, we'll take it. Good dumb data video on that one. How much better am I than Dashawn Jordan? In here, let's do the stats.
No.
Kelvin's defense against Luan in their Season 12 game of Skate at Battle at the Barracks ranks amongst the 97th percentile of turns before receiving a letter, getting S on turn 36 from a 70% consistent switch varial heel flip. The most turns before a single skater got letter S in a match with both competitors sustaining 100% consistency was the round 3 battle in Season 11 between Chris Joslin and Felipe Gustavo, the latter of whom survived until the 53rd turn before getting the match's first letter on a big flip. That being said, Kelvin was given a lot of lenience from Ladner on his nollie backside flip earlier in the match, not even needing to redo the trick, let alone get a letter for having 75% or more of his foot on the ground. Even for defense, that's highly sus. Leading up to Luan delivering the match's first letter, the battle's average trick difficulty was relatively low, at over 81%, which is about 5% above the average match difficulty. The battle's hardest trick before letter S was the 58% consistent fakie hard flip. After letter S, Luan put his foot on the gas and went for what would end up being the battle's death blow and most difficult trick, the switch 3 shove, but didn't land it and offered Kelvin his first opportunity to take the wheel. A fakie frontside heel would be the only chance Hoffler had to inflict damage on Luan, because after Kelvin missed the almost 90% consistent big spin, Oliveira decided it was time. When Luan decides it's time, it usually means trick difficulty increases, and beginning with the half cab hard all the way to the switch 3 shove death blow, the average trick consistency rate dropped to below 65%, with the easiest trick in the second half of the battle being the 79% consistent nollie front heel. A Brazilian comedian with about 3 million followers on Instagram leaked footage of the Luan-Kelvin battle on his story a few days before the Barracks posted the battle on their YouTube channel, begging the question of how Battle at the Barracks will handle confidentiality in the future as the tournament grows in popularity. Historically, the unwritten rule is that no one talks about the results of a battle until it's been aired on the internet.
If you Instagram or tweet or Facebook or Zanga or Friendster, I will find you and I will literally rip your face off.
But if more people are tuning into the tournament, the ability to keep the results a secret will become increasingly difficult. Kelvin landing the defensive nollie hard marked the battle's 9th successful hard flip variation, ranking the match in a tie for 3rd place amongst single rounds with the most hard flip tricks. The Season 9 championship battle has the most hard flip variations at 11 total, where Diego landed a hard flip in all 4 stances, with Papa landing all but the fakie hard, before Nájera proceeded to land a nollie back hard, half cab hard that Mickey landed as well, and a switch hard front revert. Kelvin overstepped the boundaries of his authority by claiming a redo on the defensive Rick flip attempt, where he pretty much missed the target. We're talking about the balls of both feet planted on the cement, and Hoffler has the audacity to claim that he deserves a redo on his own behalf? Okay. Ladner could have stood his ground and told his fellow Cariuma teammate tough luck, but Kelvin pulled rank and mocked the sanctity of a referee's function in a sacred game of skate, experiencing instant karma by getting letter T. Luan's switch 3 shove death blow has a 44% overall consistency, and has ended 3 battles so far. First introduced as a letter E giver by Walker Ryan in Season 9 Round 2, when he beat Chris Colburn in an admittedly intense but extremely entertaining battle.
Wow, that was bomb.
That was an amazing game of skate. Like, honestly, amazing.
Thank you, Jimmy Carlin.
To get a less volatile and overall improved idea of a skater's standings using ELO, I've tweaked the parameters by dropping the K factor way down to a much tamer value of 20 instead of 175. Changed the entry-level ranking from 1500 to a nice round and even 1000, and included a match length multiplier in addition to the difficulty and margin of victory multipliers to reward competitors that survive longer than their peers who lose quickly. The good news is that even with the new values, Seva still has the highest ever ELO score back from when he beat Shane in the Season 10 finals, and the biggest upset remains the Holt over PJ Season 7 surprise. But Costin is no longer the owner of the lowest ELO score. Instead, Trent McClung has the unfortunate title of the lowest ever ELO score at 840.67, roughly 25% below the overall average. Trent McClung's battle at the Barracks debut was in Season 5, winning his first battle against a below-average Sean Malto in a 71-turn, middle-of-the-road match as far as difficulty, with a 2-letter margin of victory. His second round was an unlucky matchup with PJ Ladd, and while the battle lasted 100 turns, Trent got skunked to that season's champion, but because this was pre-two-timer PJ, Ladd's ELO was only marginally higher than McClung's before the battle, dropping the loser's ranking more so than it would have had the Boston Boss been facing Trent as a post-two-timer, so Trent's ELO sunk below 1,000 after the loss. McClung's next battle would be in Season 6, where he faced the Galaxy's most competitive skater, Nyjah Houston. Trent lost by 2 letters in an honest 71-turn match, further sinking his ELO to below 950. Sadly, taking an L in the first round would continue 3 more times for Trent. Understandably in Season 7 against Cody Cepeda, who won that season, then 1 season later to a very evenly matched Chaz Ortiz, and yet again in Season 10 against Moose, which is when he made history by hitting the lowest ELO score. Perhaps deep down, Trent knew that his 3 consecutive round 1 losses didn't accurately reflect his true skill level amongst his peers in Battle at the Barracks, and acted accordingly by turning things around in Season 11, beating SOTY finalist John Delo in an easy battle. Tom Asta skunked McClung in round 2, resulting in Trent's ELO to fall below 900 yet again, and since he didn't compete in Season 12, that's where McClung's ELO currently resides. The whole point of bringing up ELO in the first place is to give us an idea of where Luan stands in Season 12 after beating Kelvin. Since Hoffler is a newcomer, competing in his second ever battle, Oliveira's ELO only went up by less than 8 points to just under 1,500. Luan's ELO currently ranks him as the most dangerous competitor still alive in the Season 12 bracket, as well as currently having the 5th highest single post-match score ever. Seva is less than 70 points behind Oliveira in terms of current Season 12 ELO scores. The aforementioned ELO figures are 70% accurate in predicting battle outcomes. Keep in mind that giving first-time skaters a default score of 1,000 is by no means an accurate depiction of anyone's true skill level. So if you include only battles where both skaters have competed in more than one match, the current ELO system is about 62% accurate in determining the winner, with 98 upsets occurring out of the 253 battles that have 2 veteran Battle at the Barracks skaters. ELO isn't a crystal ball, but it's correct more times than it's not, and as more battles take place, the system will become more accurate. One great example of how ELO can't tell the future is the Season 12 Dashawn versus Cody match upset.
All right, ready? Dashawn Jordan, Cody Cepeda.
Cody and his 1229 ELO predicted a 69% chance of beating Dashawn's ELO of 1090, but Jordan not only beat Cepeda, he skunked him. Cody has obviously lost battles before. In fact, the last 2 were in the second round, just like this one. First in Season 10 to Seva, and the other more recently in Season 11 to Jocelyn. Cepeda put up a fight against Dashawn, landing 2 55% consistent tricks on his last try to avoid E, but 49 battles have seen a similar situation go down. The most successful last chance attempts in one match is 7 from the rigged Legion vs. Ladd battle in Season 10, and next would be 6 from the also rigged Legion vs. Cole battle in Season 12. But if we're talking about more legit battles, the most last chance attempts for a skater in one match is a 3-way tie at 4 successful attempts to defend against letter E. First occurring in Season 1, Round 2, when Joey Brzezinski and his luchador mask did their best to stay alive against Mike Carroll before losing. followed by Shane O'Neill with 4 clutch defensive makes before losing to PJ on a switch front 3 heel in the Season 3 finals, and finally Tom Rohrer holding on to 4 last tries against Tom Asta in Season 11 Round 1 before losing on a nollie hard. Perhaps the biggest surprise about Cody's performance against Dashawn was the fact that he defended well, so much so that he now holds the record for most tricks landed on defense without any offense at 25, beating out the previous number 2 Chris Colburn, who landed 22 tricks on defense in Season 11 Round 1 before losing to Luan. But Oliveira didn't have any turnovers in that battle, where compared to Cepeda and Jordan, Cody had 3 opportunities to land 1 trick, and the skate gods for whatever reason were punishing our boy in front of the whole ass internet. Cody missed 3 consecutive offensive attempts, so it's pretty much pointless to criticize MTV Jesse for letting Dashawn's inexcusable heel touch slide on the Rick flip. At that point, the situation was so dire for Cepeda, the battle might as well come to as quick of a close as possible, which is exactly what happened after Dashawn switched back 3, making that trick the easiest death blow to end Cody out of his 4 losses at 59% consistent. Round 2 of Battle at the Barracks is now over 81% complete, with only 3 battles remaining before the entire round 3 lineup is squared away, leaving Tori Pudwill versus Paul Rodriguez, Spencer Barton versus Jamie Griffin, and Chris Chan versus Lil Dre as the final skaters that still need to compete.
A lot of these contests are fun, but they're so complicated. Like, Flatground is like, it gets complicated, but it's very like back and forth, and there's something about that I like. It's almost like, was that game Pong?
Yeah.
It's like that, you know?
It's
simple
entertaining
things.
for both groups.
Yeah.